First of all, the producers of weapons are even more incentivized to sell. I mean, one of the reasons Russia is objecting to snapback sanctions on Iran at the United Nations is because it was getting itself ready to start selling weapons to Iran, and maybe it's now even more eager to start selling weaponry to Iran. And similarly with China. But on the other hand, I think, again, every country as it debates what it's going to do with fewer dollars, fewer amount of money, it comes a question whether how much is it going to spend on its military. And if countries decide that they need to reduce their defense budgets, then they need to reduce participation in conflicts that requires the defense budget.
Of course, yeah.
Which takes you back not only to the discussion about Iran, but there are a number of other countries. Like, let's say if you looked at countries like Pakistan or Myanmar, for instance, where the military accounts for a huge part of the national budget. If the national budget shrinks, then the defense budget has to shrink. And that gives an incentive then to military forces to try to encourage economic development in order to maintain their defense expenditures. So I do think it problematizes a great deal of spending on war and on defense. And countries can continue to do that. I'm not saying necessarily that national leaders always make the right decisions when they sit around the table and discuss what's the national priority. But in some countries, domestic stability is also important, and domestic stability now requires investment in economics. And I don't buy necessarily that always foreign adventure is a good way of diverting attention from domestic politics. It doesn't always work.